Oh, hang on. Press that one.
Get staff these days.
You can't. It's one of those. What can you do?
Can I just say quickly?
Yep.
I am still really proud of our Force from Wine logo. Just seeing it in the background at the end of that video, and then up there in the top left corner. I'm still well proud of that. I think that it's a very basic logo, but it looks fucking banging when it's on a background like that video. That's really good. I'm still well pleased with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that was your handiwork, wasn't it?
It's certainly a lot fucking better than the first one I come up with. Do you remember the first one?
I do. I've still got that somewhere.
Woo! That was ropey as sin. At least this one's a nice one. At least it actually looks like it's a logo for a YouTube channel rather than, like Logan had put something together on WordPad or something. You know what I mean?
There you go. But as it says there, guys, please don't forget to like, comment on and share the stream. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for alerts on new content. And as always, guys, we thank you for your support. We are here to discuss the match day 35 of 38 of the Premier League programme of West Ham United, where we face Arsenal at London Stadium. Now, Kent alluded to it yesterday when we did the review of the Frankfurt game, and he made the comment, didn't he, about Gatesy's going to have fun doing the predictions.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I have tied myself up in all sorts of knots with that, honestly. Hi, Rebecca. Hope you're well. The thing is with the predictions is that a lot of the time it's been fairly straightforward. I'll be honest. It's been 4-2-3-1 in the Premier League. It's been Fabianski in goal. It's been Cresswell left. It's been probably Johnson, sometimes Kufal right. Do you know what I mean? A lot of it you can sort of go, yeah, bang, bang, bang. And then sort of like there's a couple of ones that are questionable and they're the awkward ones, but you try and join the dots. This one was a nightmare. Because I'm like, how's he going to play it? We've got the game on Thursday coming away at Frankfurt. We're 2-1 down in a European semi-final tie. And we've got Zuma's possibly still carry. I still think he's been rushed back for the game on Thursday.
I wouldn't.
You look at him and he was limping. Well, I'm not sure. Is he going to have much of a choice? Hi, Darren. And
hi, Darren and Darren.
Hi, Darren. The two Darrens are here. Honestly, there's an awful lot of caveats to the prediction that I've made, and we'll talk about that when I get it up. Darren saying, do you think Moyes would have changed his mind on formation and personnel after Thursday? Yeah, I'll when I get my prediction up of what I think Moyes might go with, and it could be completely wide of the mark. Hello, Walshy. There's a lot of caveats. Is Zuma going to be fit? Is this player going to be fit? Is that? Do you know what I mean? It'll be really, and I'd be really interested to get everybody that's in the live chat to give me their thoughts, because, like I say, I tied myself up. Normally it's straightforward. This one was really tough.
Gatesy, have you seen what she's put about us in the chat?
No.
Have a quick butchers, mate, and then you might not be so polite to the woman. Shocking behaviour on her part. I just want to point that
out. Oh, she is awful.
I thought you'd like that one.
Awful. Oh, no. I'm not going to repeat that on a live stream. Not going to repeat it on a live stream. So, before we get into the sort of like the team lineups and all the rest of it, what are your thoughts ahead of this match? I mean, sort of like, where are you at?
I mean, to be honest with you, mate, I'm kind of in that. Thursday became a hell of a lot more important after losing Thursday. If you know what I mean. It's one of them. It's one of them ones where we have to be. We have to be good. Do we? Do you know what I mean?
What I'm getting at is: are you of the opinion that tomorrow's game, you'd be quite happy to body swerve it and put out a team of reserves
No,
with the thought of going balls deep on Thursday.
Well, listen, yeah, I would have done. I would have done, yeah, if I weren't going. If I weren't going, I wouldn't have given a shit what he put out.
Yeah, because you're going now, aren't you?
Oh no, yeah. Thanks to Jack. Yeah, mate. Trust me, I know that. I'm at a point now where I want it to be. I want him to take it seriously enough that it's. Yeah, this was
my issue, which I'll explain in a minute.
And it is the problem. It's horrible, mate, because we are in a situation, obviously, with the Dawson malarkey that's really kind of now put us on the back foot slightly, hasn't it? Let's not mess around. We're kind of now in a situation where we know we don't have Dawson, and yeah, thinking about it, you know, the whole Zuma thing now has to be. You've got to look at it a different way now. You know, now you've said that. And I'm kind of now at a point where, well, I wouldn't have played him.
What, Thursday just gone?
No, tomorrow.
Okay.
I wouldn't have played him. And that's more because
I agree with that, Walshy. He wasn't.
You know, it's more because he's in a situation. He's only just come back. He's only just essentially fit enough, for want of a better word. But we definitely need him for Thursday. So if the other options were available, we wouldn't have needed to run that risk. But we're going to have to now. There's no two ways about it. We're going to have to. But there's also the flip side to that, and I'll add the caveat to yours, is that it gives him another game of match fitness to get there. I personally, I'd go strong enough that was good enough. I'd go strong enough to go good enough. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. I'd play Antonio. Fuck it. I'd go strong. I'd go strong. Bollocks. Let's go all in, because at the end of the day,
he's putting all his chips in the middle of the table.
I am
7 deuce off suit.
I think more because it's if Thursday goes wrong, and
all good, Darren. Thank you.
It is what it is. If Thursday goes wrong and things are not looking where they should be, this Arsenal game is going to prove pivotal for that top 7 finish. And as who was it? Well, I'm going to quickly go back. Not that far, obviously. There you go. Darren says that he thinks we need 7 points of the last 4. Well, that goes a long way to getting 7 points from the last 4. And when you consider that it's Norwich, Brighton, City, and Arsenal, where you know,
other than Norwich, with all due respect to them, that's
no disrespect to Norwich, but no.
I'll get into that in a minute.
No, because I want the 3 points. Because if we're going to get 3 points there, I want 3 points tomorrow. So if we can get 3 points tomorrow, that's then we're down to 4 points from 3 games, which seems a little bit doable with Brighton and Norwich in there. Do you know what I mean? So it's listen, it's not going to be simple.
We don't do simple. You know this, Duke. You've been supporting West Ham long enough. We don't do simple. We don't do straightforward.
I don't know.
If West Ham were a dentist, we'd start looking up people's asses. Do you know what I mean? No, we would. We would. And if we was a proctologist, we'd look in people's mouths. You know, we do it arse about face. We do. That's just West Ham.
Is what it is.
Best way I can describe us.
No, I'd go strong tomorrow. I'd go strong. I think we have to.
Well, there's the officials.
Yeah, he's a prick.
There's the officials. We've got Mike Dean. This is his last season as a Premier League referee.
All about him, and it'll be all about him tomorrow.
One of his last games at London Stadium. His assistants are Ian Hassin and Darren Cann. The fourth official is Simon Hooper. The VAR is Darren England, and his assistant is Matthew Wilkes. So, are you sitting comfortably, ladies and gentlemen?
Can I just take Happy's off-topic comment, please?
Hang on. Yes, that is true, Darren. Yeah. Round the houses. Slightly off topic. I wonder why Salah isn't playing today. I couldn't care less.
It's one of the games that doesn't really affect us, but I just think that I don't think he's going to be needed today. To be fair, it's Newcastle, and I know they've had a really good run of form, but I don't think he's going to be needed today. No disrespect to Newcastle, but they've not come up against anyone like Liverpool. So
no, doesn't affect us. So who cares?
Okay, so I'm just being polite to the lovely Hammerette.
I know, but
speaking of the Hammerette, she's going to hate me, Rob, and so is the lovely Hammers chat Becca. Going to hate me as well. But I have a new favourite photo of myself. Which, there it is. Love that.
Yeah, do you know that's your best side?
That is, the back of me. Could I just point out between me and Happy, if you look over my shoulder between me and Happy, that's Tom. That's Athers glaring straight down the camera, which I found quite amusing. I never noticed it when the picture was being taken. But good old Tom slap bang. Like, I'm not sure if he's looking straight down the camera or whether he's glaring at me because I've got the two lovely ladies on my arm.
Yeah, he probably is, to be fair.
It was quite amusing. I didn't want to take the picture because that's Bo's thing. Back to the camera, that's his thing. I don't want to take that away from him. But I won't lie to you, that is actually my screensaver now as well on my phone. So yeah.
Darren, you don't need to apologise, mate. It's fine. It's all good. And it was likewise. It was lovely to meet you as well, mate. So happy. Right. Okay. Let's get down to it.
You and them bloody videos.
I know. Right. Okay. Now, like I say, there's a few caveats and there's a lot of if, buts and maybes and is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? Whatever. But I think we know that Fabianski's coming back in goal, don't we, Duke?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, he is. Yeah, more than likely.
Okay.
Sorry. You've just thrown me with a couple of choices.
Yeah, no, I've probably thrown myself, and like I say, I'm going to walk through it. So I think he's going to go with a back four. The only thing I'm sort of wondering is how fit is Zuma. Now, I agree with what Happy said earlier. We might not have a choice but to play Zuma because of the fact that Dawson's not available. I think if Dawson had been available, I'd have said, Kurt, leave it. Just get yourself ready for Thursday. Do we have a choice? Well, we do. And his name is Aji Alese. But I can't see him playing him.
I think he's playing tomorrow, isn't he?
Or
today, then, the under-23s.
Yeah, but then you pull him from that squad. But I don't think there was a chance he was going to pull him from that squad. I don't think there was a chance he was going to start him, frankly.
I think if Alese or Baptiste were in line for a start tomorrow, or even a bench place, they wouldn't even be in that squad for the under-23s. So I don't. If they're not already pulled, then they're not playing for us tomorrow, first team.
No.
If they're not already pulled, if they're still in the squad for tomorrow's game, then the chances are they're not playing for us tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing I thought about was, could he possibly play a back three composed entirely of fullbacks, i.e. Cresswell, Johnson and Kufal?
If he does,
maybe.
Suicide.
That's the thing I'm concerned about, is that I think you need, because none of those three are centre-backs by trade. So to play all of them was a risk. Although I have seen West Ham do it before. I remember seeing a back four of, I think it was George McCartney, Joey O'Brien, Guy Demel, and there was another fullback. We played 4 fullbacks because there was one time I remember at Upton Park we was absolutely crippled at centre back, and all our back 4 were fullbacks by trade. So I'm like, could he possibly play a back 4, back 3 entirely composed?
He
of
could, but I
fullbacks?
personally think it'll be suicide if he does.
Yeah.
I rate that back 4, and I would bank on that back 4. In fact, to a degree, I'd be happy with that back 4 against Frankfurt away if Dawson has to come in for Zuma. If that's what it had to be.
A lot further than that, Darren.
I ain't know the truth. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to. It's no disrespect to Cresswell, but we need some attacking impetus. And Johnson on the left is better going forward for some reason than he is on the right. Sufau is significantly better going forward than Johnson is on the right.
Agreed.
You know, if Zuma doesn't make Thursday, then Dawson steps in there. I'm not sure about the Rice Noble double pivot.
Well,
that
here was my thinking. I'm going to explain why I've gone that route, and it's real simple. Rice was rested against Chelsea. I think that because Rice got the rest against Chelsea, you possibly have an option to rest Souček in this fixture. Does that kind of make sense?
It makes sense, but as I said earlier, the loss against... See, if we picked up a draw against Chelsea, slightly different story, Rob, to be fair. Sorry about the isn't it? Whatever the fuck it was. If we picked up the point, I think you might be looking at a slightly different scenario here.
Maybe. It gives you a bit of wiggle room, doesn't it?
Yeah, we need the 3. We need the 3. I don't think there's... we can't lose. Let's put it this way. You know, we need the 3, but we also, on the reverse side of that, we cannot lose. So if a draw comes our way, we're going to, rip your arm off, especially with the way that Arsenal have been playing recently. I still think they're very weak at the back. They're superb going forward, but I think they're weak at the back.
Yep.
Very much like Chelsea. Chelsea and Arsenal's backline in that game the other day were like watching a matador in a ball ring. You've got the Arsenal defence going, ole! And through go Chelsea's attackers. And then you've got Chelsea's attack defenders going, ole! And then Bakary Saka, goes through and scores. And you're like, well, to be honest with you, that's very, very much how I see the Arsenal defence. Now, we can get 3 points tomorrow. But they are a side in form. They beat United, they beat Chelsea. I'm not saying both of these teams are superb. Did us a favour with the United win last week. But we need to beat Arsenal tomorrow, or at least avoid a defeat for us to still be for us to still be in with the opportunity for that definite 7th place.
So what are you saying? You'd play Rice and Souček?
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
Really?
To be honest with you, I'm pleased with your back 4. I'd take your back 4 all day long if that's what he starts with.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's Zuma right or left, I don't know. As I say,
well, Johnson's naturally left-footed as well.
Yeah,
more comfortably so. So I could see him being there. I think the Souček.
Don't worry, you get used to it, Darren.
The Souček stepping in there alongside Rice, I think, is more of a possibility than Noble actually stepping in my opinion. Yeah,
as I say, I was sort of thinking, could it be that he rests Souček, given that Rice got the rest against Chelsea, that Moyes says, okay, I'm going to rest you this time, Tom, and Mark's coming in for you, and Deck's going to partner him. And we got one eye on the game on Thursday. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Happy. I mean, to be fair, one thing I will say is I was surprised, and I think a lot of people were surprised at the team he put out Sunday last week against Chelsea, because all this season he's not really shuffled the pack, and then all of a sudden, boff,
He
he
realised
did.
that, but
So I'm wondering whether he's now the penny's dropped and he kind of realises that I don't have a bloody choice.
But
And
that being
maybe
said, mate,
he's, I don't know.
That being said, it didn't do us any favours after after shuffling the pack. It didn't do us any favours. We didn't get the win on Thursday night, so
yeah, there is that.
It didn't have its desired effect. So it may well be that he now goes, well, sod it. What's the point? It's not giving us a desired effect. The players didn't play exactly like I was hoping they would. So let's get them back in. It's very difficult because, listen, Moyes bugging us all up on Sunday. None of us had a clue. None of us.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's have a look at the three that's ahead of them.
Yeah,
and again, let's try and explain my thinking now.
There is no explaining. I don't like you. You've made a mistake. I'm giving you that.
What, the guy on the left?
Shut up.
No, I think Benny starts. I don't think either Fornals or Lanzini had a particularly great game on Thursday night. So I don't think that they can turn around to David Moyes on the back of that performance and say, hey, you can't drop me. I think he absolutely can. Benny, I don't think did badly when he came on. Let's not muck about. Like I say, he showed some great skill to get away from the defenders, to get the shot away that brushed the outside of the apex of the corner, the corner of the bar and the post. Yeah. Yes. After that, he did have a couple of occasions where he got into good positions and then with his final decision made the wrong decision. And I'm not going to defend him for that. The only thing I will say is that he got into those positions, which is more than what Lanzini and Fornals did in all fairness to him. So I personally think that Ben Rama should start tomorrow. And if he has a good game tomorrow, he should start away at Frankfurt. That's my opinion. Vlasic, I think he should come in as the 10 with, again, the incentive being, listen, if you put in a good performance here, you might put a little bit of pressure on Lanzini and Fornals, who are the two that are probably ahead of him in the pecking order to occupy the number 10 spot. But if you do a job against Arsenal, maybe, just maybe, you might change the manager's mind. And then on the right, yeah, all right, Ryan Fredericks, that's a bit of an oddball selection. But again, it's like Antonio had a rest against Chelsea. Maybe Bowen gets the rest against Arsenal in the same way that my thinking of Declan got the rest against Chelsea. Maybe Thomas gets the rest here. So it's like, so who do you put there? I mean, you could put Andrei Yarmolenko, and I suppose that's the more obvious choice, but I don't know. I'm thinking that Arsenal's attacks down our right-hand side, because that will be, well, I'll explain why a bit more when I show you the Arsenal lineup, because it might make a bit more sense as to why I've opted for Ryan Fredericks and not Yarmolenko, because I'm thinking of, also, I'm thinking a little bit further ahead of what I think Arsenal are going to put out. Yes. I'll tell you what. Right, I'll get into that. And like I say, and Antonio will be the number 9, I suspect. That's my opinion. Now, the reason why I've put Fredericks where he is because you'll notice on the left, there's a young man by the name of Gabriel Martinelli. Now, I know that recently the guy that's been occupying that spot has been Emile Smith-Rowe. I've got a funny feeling that given more, because Arteta's going to know that we're running on fumes right now. And what's the one thing that defenders don't want to face when they're really tired and really struggling? It's raw pace. This guy's got it in abundance. That's the reason why I think that Fredericks could play. Because if Martinelli plays, it could be that we need that little bit of pace to try and counteract him. And Fredericks, for all his faults, injuries, and all the rest of it, he has that in abundance. I tell you, I'll just go full screen with that because Happy says she can't see. Your mother told you you'd go blind. Oh no, that's you, Duke. Sorry. But other than that, it's pretty much the team that's won the last couple of games, which is Ramsdale in goal, Tavares, Gabriel, White, and Cedric occupying the back four slots from left to right. Xhaka and El Neni as the double pivot. Martinelli, as I say, on the left. Saka on the right. Ødegaard will be the captain in the number 10 position. And up top, keeping out Alexander Lacazette, I suspect, but Alexander Lacazette does have a great record against us, it has to be said. But playing as the number 9, I believe, will be Eddie Nketiah. Your thoughts, Duke?
Fantastic young side, mate. It really is.
Dangerous.
I mean, listen, when you talk about youth and youngsters and even not necessarily kids, but what you got in there, Xhaka, Xhaka and El Nedri, there's probably 3 there that are maybe late 20s, early 30s in Xhaka, El Neni, and Cedric. That's Suarez, isn't it? Suarez or every.
Yeah, Cedric Suarez. Yeah.
Other than that, the rest of them are quite young. You know, that Tavares at left back is
he's 20, isn't he?
Cracking little player. You know, Martinelli, who had me looking twice last season. I didn't realise he was Brazilian at the time, and I thought he was Italian. And my cousins in America are all Martinellis. So I was like, hold up a minute, but then it turns out he's Brazilian, so then there's no relation. You know, Ødegaard, he's now a permanent signing, isn't he? That was done.
Yeah, they got him, I believe. Yeah,
great signing, brilliant player. Love him to pieces. You know, Saka again is really continuing where he left off from the Euros this season. He's been phenomenal. He really has. Again, he's another player full of pace. Very direct, like Martinelli, very direct, you know, and when you consider that you've got Ødegaard that can pull the strings with some magnificent passes, don't get me wrong, he isn't Craig Dawson with regards to his 60, 70-yard passes, but he can open up a back door quite quickly and let people in, like, you know, the likes of Saka, Smith Rowe. They've been superb. And then the young guy up front, I've got all the time in the world for, Rob. I mean, we spoke about him earlier in the season, how much I'd actually like him at West Ham. I think, again, he's another good, direct, strong player with a
out of contract in the summer, isn't he?
Really keen eye for goal. I honestly, listen, if Arsenal balls up there, they've let the other Pratt go to Barcelona. That was on a hefty loss because he obviously went on a free. I know they saved his wages, but it's still
started scoring goals again as well. Isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the right side there. You've got Lacazette, who you said he's dropping to the bench, and I know that they're having trouble with him. You know, captaincy and money and contracts and all the rest of it. And Nketiah, I think Arsenal will be foolish if they do let him go. I'd take him all day long if we got the chance to, mate.
Yeah, and I think Lacazette's also out of contract at the end of this season as well. So they've just lost Aubameyang, and they could lose Nketiah and Lacazette very quickly thereafter. So you probably think that they've got a plan going forward. Surely, I mean, you make the comment about the rest of the team being young and quite an exciting team and all the rest of it. Yes, they're inconsistent, but that happens with young teams. I think that. And it pains. Well, I don't know. No, it doesn't pain me to say it because I got to admit I do have a soft spot for Arsenal simply because of my late grandfather. But you know they're building an exciting team that probably in the next year or two. I'm not saying they're going to win the Premier League, but I think they're going to be better off than they have been for the last 3 or 4 seasons because the last 3 or 4 seasons they've not even been challenging for that top 4 really. This season they're putting a little bit more of a run together. But I think that this young team, the nucleus of which is quite young, but they'll have this season to sort of bed in to get a little bit of that experience under their belt, and they'll be better for it next season. I think next season they'll be a really strong contender for the top 4 places, in my opinion. But as I say, it's painful for me to say that as a West Ham fan, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're a good side and they're a good young side. If they can, if they're clever, they can build a very strong side going forward. Future-wise, it can be, a start. I hate to say it, can be a start of something good for Arsenal going forward.
Yeah. That there is our Premier League form and our form in all competitions against their form. The one thing I will say about Arsenal, and as I say, this is tied in with the fact that they're quite a young team, is they are quite streaky. Look at that. Win, 3 losses, 2 wins. And if you look at those results, which I've got here in front of me, the last game, they beat Manchester United 3-1 at the Emirates. They then, before that, they beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge 4-2. I didn't see that one coming. Prior to that, they lost 1-0 against Southampton. They lost 2-1 against Brighton. They lost 3-0 against Palace. And the win there is a 1-0 away win at Aston Villa. They're really, really streaky, really inconsistent. They hit a run of form where they'll blow teams away, and then all of a sudden they'll trip up, and then they'll lose a couple of games on the bounce. Really odd. Yes, he has, Milesy, definitely.
He has. I think he's been an outstanding player, to be fair.
Contender for Qatar?
That's right, mate. He's got to be in with a shout, hasn't he? I mean, but then saying that, I'd also pick Dawson on recent form. I mean, you
I
can't.
think White's got more of a chance with Southgate.
You're right, but you certainly wouldn't rule Dawson out.
No,
I think he's been outstanding. And personally, I think he has more right to stake a claim than Maguire, personally. And that's no disrespect to Maguire, but I think he's been incredibly poor this season. Jesus, that looks horrible.
I was just about to say, the next slide is not particularly pretty, it has to be said. That's our last 10 fixtures where we've opposed each other. 1 win, 2 draws, 7 defeats. Not pretty.
I mean, the 2-0 earlier this season was that the Kufal sending off?
Yeah.
We were better in that. The 2-1 at the start of last season, we deserved to get something out of that. But the rest of them, 3-1, 4-1s, it doesn't make for pretty reading, does it?
No, it's. You look at that, and I know you turn around and say the past is the past and all the rest of it, but it's a trend. We don't do very well against Arsenal, and I do think that sometimes the players will know precisely what our record is like against Arsenal. It can become a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I sometimes think that you sort of look at the fixtures, and even psychologically you look and you go, oh Christ, we're going to be up against it here. Do you know what I mean? Cockney's answers to Ant and Deck. Cheers, Dan. Hope you're well, my friend.
I'm the better looking one.
Steady.
Is that the same one with a drink problem?
No comment. I don't want to sort of get ourselves into trouble.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do.
Is that the one that allegedly crashed his car?
Burnley got this. Oh, Burnley are away at Watford. That is, yeah. I think if you can get a win there, Dan, you're laughing. I think we'll turn up tomorrow. I'm unsure of it. We'll see. We'll see. Well done, Dan. Nice. He's embraced the nickname now.
I have.
He's embraced it. He's got a shirt with Crocs on the back.
I did get a lot of stick for that when I got home on Friday morning, early hours of up at 1:15. I think I got home 1 o'clock. I did take a lot of stick for it, and I don't care. Don't you start Haps? Is that it now? Is this what it's going to be known as? That's it, isn't it?
The crafty Crockney. I like it. You'd have to get. I'll tell you what you'd have to do. You'll have to get yourself one of them shirts like the late Eric Bristow had. Do you remember that it was like a red polo shirt, wasn't it, with the policeman and the Union flag on the back? And yes, it is the Union flag. It's only the Union Jack when it's at sea.
When it's flying on a boat.
Yes. Little nuggets of knowledge. There you go. Yeah, you'll have to get that done. But instead of it saying the crafty Cockney across the back,
Darren's coming with another blinder. I love it.
Go. Yeah, well, don't talk to him about his knee.
Here we go.
What?
Here we go.
Well, you're the one that normally brings it up.
Can't talk to you when you like this.
Or all someone's got to mention is the game against Man City Gillingham, and then you tell everyone your story. Oh, look how he spat his dummy out. Oh no, get back in here, you. Get back in here. Oh dear. Right. Well, should we do score predictions?
Yeah, well, listen, I'm willing to. I mean, I can't see it being anything too high scoring. I know it sounds stupid, but I mean, I normally say, I said the other night, didn't I? 3-0, 3-1. I don't see it in this one, to be honest with you, Rob. I can see this one being quite a low scoring game. I can't see either of us smashing goals for fun tomorrow. So I'm actually going to go with a. I'm going to go with a 1. My head. I'm going to go the same as Happy. My head says 1-1. My heart says 2-1.
What, we're going to win?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've got it in us. I do think we've got it in us. I'm guessing he's talking about his shoes, not about me. But I'll take it.
Possibly.
I'm going to pretend he's talking about me. Fuck it. Actually, I'm not your Crocs. I'm Happy's Crocs. Sorry, Darren.
So you think we're going to? Your heart says 2-1. Your head says 1-1. Same as Happy. But what rules?
Well, my heart right now rules. My
Does
heart
it?
does rule. Yeah. Listen, this season's been something prick. This this season's been something special, and I'm holding on to that special. I am holding on to that special because
your heart is ruling your head, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and there's no reason why it shouldn't do. It's been one of them seasons. It's been outstanding. You know, even the defeat against Frankfurt the other day. This is still an absolutely outstanding season, and one that will be spoken about for many years to come. Held in such a high esteem as the '86 guys. I said this the other day. I really do believe that this is. And it's also the start of something special. Young man,
he's here.
Welcome. He's such a great lad.
He's finished his own work.
Well, I was asked to pop on earlier, and unfortunately, it took me forever to try and get the pub bloody sorted. So
I never got asked.
No, I was in a conversation with Richard about the tickets, so that was why I got asked.
I send in my video reactions, and I don't get asked onto his channel. I'm broken-hearted.
It was best I didn't send a video reaction because I was in the process of trying to talk to the 300 Frankfurt fans that were in the stadium.
Yes, you waved them a cheery goodbye, as I recollect. Yeah. Did you sort of like, because obviously your heritage, you've got a little, your father was German, as we've discussed. Did you sort of like, as you're remonstrating with them and singing your, I don't know, 10 German Bombers or whatever other song you were singing at them, did it not occur to you that you might actually be talking to your second cousin or something like that?
No, I don't actually know of any, apart from a couple of older generation, like my nan's sadly passed away a few years ago. Her family was still out there, but we've never been made aware of any other like younger family, if you want, that were out there. So I don't actually know if we've got any out there, but it's the complete wrong area anyway. They're from Detmold, which is near Bielefeld, and they're having an absolute mare that season. Yeah. Yes, I do remember the game, you cheeky moo. Didn't drink that much. Did not drink that much. In fact, I can tell you how many I had. Right, you ready for this? A shandy in my pub and a bottle of bud as we walked up to the train station.
Okay.
Got into the Carpenters, had 2 pints and 2 Jaeger bombs.
Oh, you weren't mucking about.
Oh, my brother-in-law was pissed by the time we left the Carpenters. It was amazing.
Yeah, you said he was a little bit
We got to the stadium store. I bought my shirt, come back out. I got a burger and chips, and then got a 2-pint of Heineken. Then the lovely Andy Miles bought me a 2-pint of cider, and then I had one beer when we got into the stadium because I had that at half time when I got a chicken burger with coleslaw for some fucking reason. So I didn't. Yeah, I didn't drink a lot. As well.
Maybe
9
Darren's
pints.
related to you. Look.
12 pints if you include or 10 pints if you include the 2-pinters, 11. It's, I mean, I didn't drink as much as I thought I was going to. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought once I'd hooked up with Budgie and Happy, it was going to be game over, but it was quite well behaved and quite polite, I have to say. I'll tell you what.
Carpenters, Darren.
The Carpenters, it's about a 5-minute walk from the stadium. Jake, you watched the vlog. It looked like a mother's meeting outside the Heineken bar. It was amazing. It was such a great feeling.
Good
I'll
fun.
be honest with you. Gatesy didn't catch it on a Happy. Seriously, woman. Gatesy didn't catch it on camera when I was tapped on the shoulder by Affers and Becca from Hammer's Chat. Biggest smile came over my face that I finally got to meet them too. Frank all rocked up. It was just amazing. Like, it was such a good gathering of it was so nice to get that group of people and to have us all there together, singing, dancing. Milesy came out of bloody nowhere. I was only there with my brother. He rocked up, tapped me on the shoulder. I was like, yeah, like, it was brilliant. I have to say, it ranks up there, and I say this unreservedly. It's second. That experience of a football match, of meeting everyone there like we did on Thursday, is second only to the experience of my first game when I was 12 years old.
So
yes, it really was.
You going to the game tomorrow? Because you're in the group chat that I'm on. I've got a lunch date.
You have.
Are you going to join us?
No, because I'm going to have to work the first part of the shift. Probably going to be leaving here between 2:30 and 3, because obviously I'm due to work, and then I'm going to have to come straight back because I'm going to have to work the evening part of the shift as well to try and earn myself some money to pay for tomorrow. Because obviously did Thursday. Well, I did the week before against Burnley. I did Thursday just gone. I'm doing the Arsenal game next on Sunday. Then I think for the next 2 weeks I have Keith Urban, country music singer. I'm going to see him next week. I think I might be going twice. I'm not sure. Then the week after, I've got an area meeting and Ashley McBride and Brett Eldridge and possibly Thomas Rhett. I'm not sure. So I've got so much coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I need to try and be able to pay for it.
Just to answer Happy's question, refer to the chat, but I'm taking Lucas for his first taste of pie mash and liquor tomorrow at noon at Kelly's in Bow. That should be fun.
You may well enjoy it. Dan, yes.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, he's gonna be coming down to London in August.
Yes, Dan, come on down, mate.
Nice.
Please do.
Yeah,
please do. It'd be fantastic to meet some new people as well. Yeah, please do.
Good. So that's the Premier League table. Just thought I'd get it up just in case anybody was unsure.
Get rid of Happy's thing and go big screen so I can have a butcher's at this place, because
right.
Tottenham are out of our reach. Arsenal are out of our reach. I'm still I stand by that comment.
I'd say 6th is doable.
6th and 7th. That's our remit. I said this all along. The top 2 are done. 3rd is done. 4th and 5th are done. That's going to be between those 5. It really is us and it's us and United.
Us, Man United, and Wolves are fighting it out.
But I don't even think Wolves are going to be in the contention for 6th. We're competing for 6th with United. We just need to hold Wolves off for 7th.
Which would still be a great season because it would be 2 consecutive qualifications via the league.
And listen,
for Europe.
depend on what else happens elsewhere. So I think if someone win one of or is it only if we win the cup that qualification goes? If we win the Europa League, qualification drops down to 8th. Is that right?
No, I don't think so.
I think it does.
Say that again.
If we finish,
If we finish 6th and finish as the Europa League winners, are you saying?
yes, then 8th gets a place in Europe. I think they get the place in the Europa League.
Yeah, possible. The Conference League, you mean?
Yes.
So then 7th becomes a UEFA spot. Yeah, I suppose it would.
That's the only way I can think of it happening. So yeah, yeah, I'm going to my gigs. Will you stop it? They are country music singers, so you probably won't know who they are, young man. So yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm kind of thinking, well, we just need to hold Wolves off. They've got a game in hand. Yes, they can come level on points with us. We got a game in hand on United. We can go level on points with them and push them down to 7th. And then it's a battle between Man United and Wolves for that 7th place. That's what we need to try and do. We need to. Who have United got this weekend? Sorry.
Let me have a look. Manchester United have Brentford Monday night.
Okay, so we can go level on points with them with a good result tomorrow. But then
that is at Old Trafford.
Then we gain our game in hand back once they play Brentford. So what we really do need to do, listen, we don't need to be losing tomorrow. United to win their game on Monday, and we find ourselves 6 points back with a game in hand. We need to stay in touching distance of United for that 6th place. Don't get me wrong. If we can, like Kieran's, I think it was Kieran or no, Darren said, all we've got to do is match or better Wolves' results going forward. We will stay where we are. Yes. I no disrespect to Chris. It's 9 points for. Can you move Kieran's comment a second, please, mate? Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
So it's Newcastle.
Go full screen.
So it's no. I was going to say it's Newcastle. They've got 9 points available. They can only get to 52, so they're and their goal difference is shot to shit. So they're no danger of us. Can you just go down to Leicester underneath Wolves, Newcastle?
Yeah, sure.
Just so I can have a quick butchers at them. So they've got right. So now they've got 2 games in hand on us.
Yeah,
which puts them at 48. Then they've still got 4 games to go. So they've actually still got 6 games. So if they win that, that's 18 points. That's 60 that Leicester can get to by the end of the season.
If they win all of them, which,
if they win all
with
of
all
them,
due respect, is not terribly likely, especially if they get to the final of the Conference League. Because
a good result for them against a very good Roma side on Thursday. So yeah, I mean, listen, it's not unheard of that they can get to 60 points, Leicester. I'd consider 10th being quite a poor season for them, to be perfectly honest with you. So I can see them really pushing for that 8th place by the end of the season. If you think about it, they only need to get, 7 points. They've got 3 games in hand over, Newcastle. They've got 3 games in hand over United. So they can get 51 points with their games in hand over those 2 teams, and then obviously they become a problem for us if they do. At the moment, I'm keeping them out of the task, and I'm just focusing on us, Man United and Wolves being those 3 for 6th, 7th, and 8th, really. And like I say, if we can just match Wolves' results, we can guaranteed 7th. Well, without Leicester causing us problems, but if we can match Wolves' results, we can finish 7th, which will be qualification for Europa League next season if we don't win the Conference League, if we don't win Europa League.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly sure I'm right in this statement I'm about to make, that we've never qualified for 2 consecutive European seasons via our league placing, have we?
No, not that I'm aware of.
You know, because we qualified for Europe when we won the 65 Cup Winners' Cup by winning the 64 FA Cup. So that wasn't by league placing. Same in 76 via the 75 FA Cup. Same in 81 via the FA Cup. So none of that. So they weren't through league placings. We qualified through league placings in, what was it, 98, 99 by finishing 5th under Harry. But we didn't do that in consecutive seasons. And again, similar in 2006 when we were runners up to Liverpool. That wasn't by a league placing. Then obviously we had a couple of others where we won via a fair play league. So, you know, to have 2 consecutive seasons where we've got into Europe by our league placing, mate, that's an achievement in our history.
Darren. If I can just take this one. Happy, come on, babe. Like, come on. That's still a qualification for a European competition. Be it whatever level it is, I don't really care.
We don't in our history have a consistent pedigree of qualifying for European competition season on season, so we can't turn our nose up at it.
I made a comment the other day, a couple of weeks ago actually, about I would be happy with. Right, there it is. Right, that's Kieran. Yeah. Listen, my argument was, I don't care what level of European football we play in, as long as we're playing European football, right? That, for a team that 2 years ago was facing relegation in the face, for a team that 2 years ago was facing relegation in the face, qualified for Europe the following season, and has not only reached the semi-final of said European competition, and I'd like to point out we're still in it, has then, with one of the smallest squads in the league, been able to qualify again for another European competition. That is normally that has been outside of our remit for years. 4 years. We have not had and I mean, let's be honest, I can't imagine not playing in Europe next season. Is that bad? Does that make me slightly arrogant as a West Ham fan that I'm going to be pissed off if we're not in Europe next season? No. Like, I'm taking it slightly for granted, because that's not what I'm getting at. But
no, I know what you mean.
I feel that we're becoming European contenders now. Moyes is slowly starting to get from us what he got from Everton for many, many years. And I said this when Moyes took over the first time. This was before we started our channel. And I turned around and said that I want Moyes to make us, like he did with Everton, serious contenders for Europe, season in, season out. I didn't care what European competition it was. The fact that there's now a third one gives us extra scope. But I want us to contend for Europe, season in, season out. As I say, I don't care what one. Champions League, Europa League, Conference. I don't care. Yeah. Because on the back of that, we sign better players, which then gives us more of a chance to compete for that next one higher. But not only that, gives us a chance of being able to compete to win the competition that we're in. Yeah. Happy says there, I think Champions, you know what? Finish third in your group. Finish third in your group and you drop down in Europa League.
If I may, there were people that thought Europa League was too big a step for us, that we would probably struggle to get out of the group. And if we did get out of the group, we'd probably get swallowed up by a team dropping down from the Champions League. That didn't happen.
No, I know.
Now, I'm not saying if we win the Europa League, I'm not saying we're going to beat Frankfurt, we're going to get to the final, we're going to smash them, and we're going to qualify for the Champions League next season, and we're going to win it. I'm not saying that, but I'm a big believer that if you go into something with a negative mindset, then you get a negative result. Do you know what I mean? So if we ended up getting to the Champions League by virtue of winning the Europa League, then I accept it will be tough. I accept that the squad is going to need a great deal of adjustment. But I don't think we should go into it with any negativity. I think we should go into it saying, do you know what? Let's embrace it. Let's enjoy the ride and let's see where it takes us.
I mean, to just reply to quickly to this one from Happy, it doesn't have to be a very big one. It can be quite shallow and you can still stand up in it. So you're fine. Don't worry about it. No, I mean, listen, I'm, as I've said, and Darren there kind of agrees, Europe's Europe. And I really am of that. I really am of that mindset. Europe's Europe.
We haven't got a record of qualifying for Europe. We can't turn our nose up at it. Once we've got, I mean, look, Happy mentioned that. Hang on, let me wind back. Because she referenced her brother-in-law being a Spurs fan. Now, my wife's a Spurs fan, but my wife's quite sort of, we have a little bit of back and forth, but, it's fine. But the thing with Tottenham, you've got to understand, is Tottenham have got a pedigree of qualifying for European competitions of one way, shape or form, probably for about the last decade. I don't like it, but that is a fact.
It's what it
we
is,
don't. We don't. And it pains me to say it, but they are operating on a different realm to us. Though the Sky Sports top six, they do occupy a different reality to West Ham, to Leicester City, to Everton, to Aston Villa, to Newcastle. Maybe Newcastle in the next year or two will advance and they'll, because obviously their money, but these clubs that I mentioned don't have a pedigree of qualifying for European competitions of whatever flavour you want consistently over a 10-year period. We just don't. So your Spurs brother-in-law can take the piss out of you, and that's fine. But he has to understand that they're playing a completely different game.
Can I just point out? I've just been given some fantastic news.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing tonight, Rob?
I don't know.
Happy, what are you doing tonight? Someone find out what Budgie's doing tonight.
Go on.
Well, the King of DC
Lucas
has just messaged me saying he has nothing planned for this evening. What's the location of my pub? He's going to work out a route.
Oh. Okay.
Mr. Lucas may well be or is coming to the Lewisham Tavern tonight. So we've got a DJ.
Where, Duke? Where is he going to, please?
This lovely place here. Boom.
Have you got an updated photograph yet?
I haven't. Chuck the dodgy picture up.
I'll stick the dodgy one up. Okay, right. Hang on a moment. It's that one.
There it is.
You complain about the hanging baskets, don't you?
I do. I don't just look shit. I mean, I think that picture's about 4 years old, to be fair. The middle window at the top there does have a dinosaur in it now, which is quite amusing. Has a T-Rex's head staring at you out the window. Happy, just get your train fare, babe. I'll deal with the drinks. You sort your train fare out or whatever you got to do. I'll get you drinks. Get your ass over here. We'll take care of you. Yeah. I mean, listen, it does need claret and blue flowers, Happy. Yes. Yeah, listen, and I'm gonna. I mean, Kieran. To be fair, I don't think you'd make it. I think you might need to be next week. Is it Perth or is it Adelaide? He comes from. I can't remember.
Brisbane.
Brisbane. It's Brisbane, isn't it? So
I was paying attention, Kieran.
Anyone in the chat that wants to come down to Lewisham Tavern tonight, fuck it. Let's have a party. Come on. Happy. I don't want to hear no for an answer, darling. Grab Budgie by the scruff of his bollocks and bring him down. Gatesy, grab the missus, bring the kids. Fuck it. Let's have a party. I've got a DJ tonight. I don't care. I've got me and Paul working. So, oh yeah.
What's the DJ playing?
He'll play whatever you fucking want. No, he'll play whatever you want.
Okay. Mate, not the country would have bothered me.
He will literally play whatever you want.
Bubbles?
He plays, so yeah, he will. Mate, I've got the Cockney Rejects version of Bubbles on the jukebox behind the bar. I blasted that motherfucker out on Thursday before I left the pub.
Did your neighbour complain?
I couldn't give monkeys. Yeah, we haven't heard nothing from him. I haven't heard nothing from him in the last few weeks. So
I should point out, ladies and gentlemen, this is someone that moved next door to a pub and then complained that there was a load of noise coming from the pub.
He's had it quiet for the last couple of years, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, but there was a pub there, for Christ's sakes. It's like these people that moved next door to Heathrow bloody airport. They've got the house at an absolute song because of the location. And then 5 minutes later, they're writing to their bloody MP saying, the noise here is terrible. It's like, what were you expecting?
It is what it is, isn't it?
Anyway, we've been going for an hour and a minute and counting.
I know, it's lovely, isn't it?
But the missus wants me to take her shopping.
Then if she wants you to take her shopping, she's got to understand you want to take her to the pub tonight.
I'll talk to her about it.
No, don't talk. No, listen, you don't ask the question, you tell her.
Oh, I'll tell her. Don't worry.
Good man.
I put my foot down with a firm hand, as they say.
The invitation is out there to everyone. Everyone in the chat. Listen, I love you all. You're amazing people. Come on down. I will have beers for you. Might go out and get something special. But yeah, please come on down. Let's have a giggle. Happy Darren, Becca will be here anyway. Kieran, good night, my man. If you can make it, that'd be great.
Care, mate.
If not, all right, no worries. I don't think young Jake and Richard will make it because they're obviously a little bit not as far afield as Kieran, but a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trot, in fairness. I certainly wouldn't like to walk it.
So no. So if anyone wants to come down, you know where we are. I've given you the address. Please do. I might even wear my Croc shirt behind the bar tonight.
There's an offer you can't refuse.
If Happy promises me that she'll come down, I'll wear my Croc shirt behind the bar.
She'll come.
And right. Also turn up at the pub?
Steady. It's before 9 o'clock, mate. Come on.
Hands are up. I'm sorry.
Good lad. Right. Okay. Going to finish it off by just making a simple request, and that is please don't forget to like, comment on, and share the streams. Share it to your social media platforms, guys. Spread the word. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for alerts on new content. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much indeed for your support in this matter. Duke, what are we, my friend?
No.
Casey,
Casey, are we on any other social media, by the way? I don't know. Are we on any other social media?
Are we on any other social media, Duke?
Yeah.
Let me see. In answer to your question, yes, we are.
You didn't let me down. You knew exactly where I was going. Good man. I love it.
There you go. Duke, what are we?
Massive. Absolutely fucking massive.
Come on, you irons, and get yourself down to the Lewisham Tavern tonight.
Come
Duke's
on.
paying.